helping my parents with projects around the house, and Chunky and I just finished replacing these door fronts. They're the IKEA bobbins, and this is how you remove them and replace them, and you could even put your own DIY hack door on it if you want. So let's get to it. This is why. Replace it, and now it looks nice in the back. And it was quite the ordeal to figure out, so I will show you how to do that. Just need a couple tools, 2 sizes of bits, a little Phillips head, some tape for the depth of your bit, tape measure, some sort of marking utensil, maybe a hammer. Pretty straightforward here. You just open your drawer. And you want to lift it out. Just tuck those back in for the moment. What you're going to do is take off any of these little face plates. And this will reveal your little locking catch mechanism. It just clicks in when you're assembling it. But first, we've got to pop this back. Just slide that back, pop that out. And there's a couple screws right in here. So here and here. Put that to the side. We'll take those out. But you want to pop this off. And then you'll take this other one out also. So there should be 3 screws in this little section. In all those little holes here. So here, pop it off. Pop this section out, and now we will take this one off as soon as we unscrew that. Unscrew that little buddy. Set it in your screw pile. Pop this piece off. And both of these are the same. And then you unscrew these 2 screws. First one, and then the second one. And this guy might just stay in there. Now something to note is these are, and on this one at least, the same piece. So that's okay. These guys are just hanging out, or on the back side, if you feel like it, you can push this little tab to pop it out. So you don't break them while you're working on this. Here's a step not to forget. On the back side here, we've got these little guys. They're screwed in. So we need to make sure we take those out before we try popping that out. Set them aside. So once we have all these pieces off, we're gonna just set this with the face plate here. See this little catch right there? There's a Phillips head type style in there, and we're gonna take our drill, set it into there, and we're gonna pop it out that way. Take a drill, and you might have to finagle it once or twice just to see which way it goes. So that one pops out like this. Super simple. I'm gonna stick it back here while I get the other one out and do the exact same thing. Right here is the thing we're going for. Now reverse your drill if it was whichever way it was before. Stick it under there like this. Give it a little twist. It'll release and pop right off. Here's our door, how it looks. These little mechanisms. We're gonna take the screws out of here and up here on both of those. Also the screws from up there, those are holding the door handle. And then you'll want to measure all of these little guys along here and pre-drill them with this tool. I taped it to set in that depth so it doesn't go through the door. Here's my new board. It's all nice and fresh. What I'm going to do is measure all these guys. take this tool, it's got the little tape on it, and line it up on all of your cross marks. So when you're doing this part, find your screws. Make sure you've got one that's a little bit smaller than where the tread is. And then you'll want to take this, and I usually like to go 3/4 of the way in. So you see how this little section here is 3/4 of the way of the length of the screw. And that's how far I tape it up. And then I just confirm on the board that is not going to go all the way through. Now, take your tools and your screws. Your hammer for this guy. One of these guys. Line them up over here with those holes. Drill the first one. I like to not go all the way until the other ones are in there as well, to make sure they're all lined up. Now they're not entirely screwed in, but we'll do that after we make sure all the holes are in line. Yep, I'm reattached. Next, these guys will go here, but first, we'll put these thicker ones in. I'm gonna take these guys, plug them into those holes, the top 2 holes lining up with the top 2 holes. Yeah. Don't screw it in all the way until you put the second one. There's those guys. The last step is to drill those holes, and then we will attach it to the old base. These holes is pretty straightforward. You just gotta exchange your bits on your drill. Find one that is just a little bit smaller than your screws. You can see basically where the rod is there. And this time, we don't have to worry about going all the way through or not. So you're just gonna drill it straight up and down. Make sure you just drill at a 90-degree angle. There we go. Now, time to attach the piece. So we've got an old piece and our new piece. All you're gonna do is just click it in there. Just take our sticks, pop one in, and then you'll pop it back in the top. Pop it in, like so. Push this piece down like this, and then we'll take this guy, slide him in right here, take the little screw. You can also take this little plate and click it back into whichever side you would like. Take this other guy, make sure that this is facing towards the base. Now it goes in, click it back to swap. And this guy, make sure the hole here is lined up with the hole we have here. Slide him in there, take our little screw, put that down. You can also pop your handle on right here. Put these guys in first, going it straight up and down. Stick out just a tiny bit from the front. I mean by just letting them stick out a tiny bit, because we'll hold this guy up here to line it up while we drill from the other side. very last step here. Should be pretty simple. Just go in at an angle-ish to line them up. Make sure you find their little cracks. There we have our brand new plate. There it is. Brand new. And out with the old.